podcast with the podcast point guard, Derek Lamont. Coming off them screens, hitting them threes, giving you that information that you need. Hope everybody had an awesome and dope weekend. A lot of sports. A lot of sports. A lot of things going on. NFL playoff picture just going crazy. Go Panthers. The NBA, they balling. They getting it in. Bucket after bucket. Gotta love it. World Cup going crazy. Gotta love it. You like professional wrestling. It was a whole bunch of that. Gotta love it. We had a lot of dope things happen in the last 72, 96 hours. My condolences to Mike Leach and his family, the college football world. He lost his battle and he has transitioned on. Nothing but respect for Mike Leach. He was a staple of college football. So on that end, all due respect goes to him. We still also have a whole lot, and I mean a whole lot of Deion hate. I don't get it. I won't get it. I refuse to get it. And then we got Brittany Griner's home. Traded for Arms, Dilla, Victor Boot. A lot of people got a lot of kickback on that. But the first thing we're going to get on today is we're going to start talking about the NFL. Last night, the Arizona Cardinals played the New England Patriots. The Patriots won. But the biggest story that came out of that is Kyler Murray's out for the year. All signs lead to an ACL injury. Cardinals was already in a bad situation. There was a lot of disarray we had earlier on in the year. Kyler Murray getting in the bag, getting Brinks trucks, people. I mean Brinks trucks brought to the table. And then at the moment that he got that money brought to the Brinks table, then there was talk about using the playbooks and studying playbooks. Then that went out the window and they took that clause out. Then they start playing. D-Hop suspended for like 6 games. Injuries on the defense. It was a cluster. I'll tell you, just be real. It was a real cluster. I won't see it all. I'm going to tell you that. It was not see it all. But what I would tell you is they had made some additions to get Robbie Anderson, which didn't help. Kyler dealt with some injuries earlier in the year also, and Colt McCoy came in to handle that situation. Got him behind the curve. Kyler got back. It just wasn't that Hard Knocks curse, man. I mean, some people don't think it is. I don't think it's 100%, but most teams get exposed on Hard Knocks. I don't know why they get exposed on Hard Knocks. It's just what it is. But now that he's went down, I'm not going to say Arizona won't win another game, but in truth, they really weren't even in contention throughout the season. But it's just solidified now that their season is over. Kyler Murray now has to rehab. Arizona's got to find some pieces. They might possibly move on from Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, if they do, fine. It's not going to be no angst. I think he's had a good amount of time. They really haven't set the NFC West on fire at all. So, on them grounds and them conditions of it, I have nothing just to sit back and watch or sit back and wait approach with that. I really can't go no further with Arizona. They wasn't on my radar for anything, even though I got a lot of love for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray be jumping off the porch, I tell you that much. He jumps off the porch, but he ain't gonna be jumping off no porches no time soon. I'm gonna briefly get on Jackson State. My thing with Jackson State, and I just want to give you that right now. Most of you didn't know who Jackson State was before primetime got there. Winning was not a constant at Jackson State. Deion came and brought something there. He brought a swagger. He brought his confidence, which was built by his faith in Jesus. And Jackson State did their thing. They are swag. Deion is swag. He exemplifies what you want to see out of someone in the HBCU. We're not going to go deep on that because on my radio show, Off the Porch podcast with the podcast point guard Derek Lamont on Spotify, we cover in depthly Deion Sanders. But to go on, like during the week, this weekend we watched some NFL games. We watched Minnesota literally collapse. One of the things I've been saying to people for a while, that Minnesota looks good, look like a nice little race car engine, but all of a sudden that race car might not have enough oil. They let Detroit, and don't get me wrong, shout out to Detroit, Jameson Williams, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, that whole team is balling. They play hard. Every game. There's not a game that you're not going to see them playing hard. They might not win every game. They might make the mistakes. I think it was one game, maybe New England, they looked horrible, but outside of that, they fought. I'm going to tell you this, the Carolina Panthers got to play them in about the next 2 weeks. So I am thoroughly interested in that game. Not scared because we pounding right now, baby. But Detroit's legitimate. Patty Mahomes is still being Patty Mahomes, people. Tom Brady, I think we're seeing the swan song. I think we're seeing that swan song. And as we go further and we look at it, it's not a traditional year. Aaron Rodgers ain't contending. Russell Wilson got the Bronco pride. Let's ride knocked out of him. We don't know how long he's under concussion protocols. Brady is on the decline right now. I think we're about to see a new movement. The new quarterback movement is here. You might not want to admit it, but the new phase is now taking over. The Joey Burrows, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, Patty Mahomes, Tua, if he can learn how to be accurate when it counts. Jalen Hurt in his bubblegum pink suits. It's a new age of quarterbacks. Thomas Patrick Brady, we thank you for what you've done. But I think it's time to get on. Hit the road, buddy. Go on and get your Hall of Fame jackets. Get your jerseys retired. Bask in your legacy. Think it's over with. Aaron, you let Tay Bay go out the door. You let your bestie go out the door. Trying to get them young guys right. Either you're getting traded, bruh, or you're retiring. Point blank. Hands down. No way around it. You're getting traded, or you're retired. They're going to fall of you. They're going to ask you to retire. You're not going to retire. You're going to ask to be traded. You're going to go somewhere else. You'll probably have 1 or 2 more good years like Favre did, or maybe a little bit more because, honestly, he was a better quarterback than Favre. But it's a new age in the NFL football. Shout out to my Carolina Panthers. We traditionally don't go into Seattle. We ran that daggone ball. We played defense, people. J.C. Horn proved on why he's the best cornerback in football. Argue me if you want to. I don't care. '49ers are balling. Patty in Kansas City is balling. The main thing I want to give you on this episode, this initial episode, this inaugural episode, we about to have fun because the season is far from over. Far from over. I'm going to transition for a moment. NBA. I say NBA. I say NBA action is fantastic. Zion is balling out of control. I mean, he just dropped in the last 3 days 2 35-point games against the Phoenix Suns, who are failing. Brooklyn, Batman and Robin, Kyrie and KD. Let me tell y'all a secret. They're coming. Kyrie and KD are coming. You can't hear it, but they coming. Milwaukee balling. Philly done got the beard back. They're coming. Miami still balling. Miami still balling. Them daggum Celtics. Tatum and Brown just sound like a very sophisticated law firm has now. They lighting the league on fire, man. But they let Steph Curry and them light them up Saturday. Unpredictability. On this initial episode, I just want to touch on Caleb Williams. And I'm not going to get in there. He deserved to win the Heisman. Everybody that was a finalist did not belong. Stetson Bennett, mainly. Like, that's what everybody picks on, Stetson Bennett. I probably wouldn't have had a problem with Stetson Bennett if we didn't have the Cornum kid from Michigan at running back who had a heck of a year. And Drake May, who was slanging them dimes. Let me say it one more time. Slanging them dimes all over the place, people. It's just exciting all around the board. So much money getting paid, dropped out in baseball right now. Judge got the Brinks truck backed up. Thought the Giants spoke a little too soon. They were like, he gonna be a Yankee. A lot of bread being spread through Major League Baseball. This was just a preview, a snippet, a very early attempt to show you what the Off the Porch podcast, just a snippet of the info. We'll be coming out January 2023 on a regular gig. But catch me on Spotify. Unbiased. Just straight to it. Just sports. If you like what you got, you like my shorts and my wrist, check my reels out on YouTube. My shorts on YouTube. Check out my reels on Facebook. I'm out here to service y'all. But yo, shout out to the Off the Porch family before we even remotely end this video. Shout out to the People's Choice Podcast and his peeps, Alvin Peoples. It's a dope listen, inspirational guy. You want to check that out. Shout out to A1 Robertson. Wherever you digest your good music, your good rap music, he got tracks like Clickers, Nothing. You want that. You want it. On IG, check out the rebirth of Ramesh. Check him out. Very inspirational young man. Soon he'll be having a clothing line, NTM, Not the Movement. I'm so excited. So excited. Check that brother out. He will motivate you. He will inspire you. He is a real fella. Shout out to the Off the Porch family, Big D, Danielle Bateman. Shout out to Florida Maldonado, Mario Vivas, Raider Nation, Big Ant and them Ravens. We coming. And if you don't know who you're talking to and who you've been listening to, you've been listening to the podcast point guard, Derek Lamont. Coming off them screens, hitting them threes, giving you that information that you need. And if nobody's told you today that they love you, that you're valued, and that you matter, I love you. You're valued. You matter. We out.